Well, they said it couldn't be done, landing a jet on a dirt airstrip in the middle of the state's outback. But our new $13 million Royal Flying Doctor Service MediJet has done just that, and 7 News was there to capture it.
Northwell Station, this is Spydock 501 MediJet 24. They're inbound, estimating overhead at time 15, just confirming all the wildlife are clear from the strip.
This is Northwell Station. We completed the strip inspection and can confirm the strip is all clear.
On remote Northwell Station, 300 kilometres northwest of Port Augusta, this was a world first. The RFDS took delivery of the ultimate flying intensive care unit last month, and while WA has 2 of its own, the MediJet 24's never landed on dirt before anywhere. It's a bit like taking a Rolls Royce to the bush.
What were you thinking as you came in?
Don't stuff it up.
He didn't. The landing was a triumph.
They come in a little bit faster, they're a bit heavier, take a little bit more braking, but in reality, they're designed to do it and they do it well.
Despite the remote location, the history-making moment drew a crowd. A film crew in the chopper and on the ground recorded the magic moments in the Flying Doctor's 91-year lifespan. Linley and Matt Kerrin manage Northwell, a 43,000-hectare sheep station. They're 3.5 hours from the nearest hospital and 7 hours by road to Adelaide.
It's a massive safety net for us to know that in illness or injury, when it's, time is critical, to get someone out and to Adelaide within an hour to the Royal Adelaide is amazing. This is kind of healthcare that our city counterparts have, and we can now have access to that as well.
Just reassurance, if something does go wrong, help's not far away and be quick.
The jet's so quick that flying times for rescue missions will be slashed.
I mean, we were flying out here at over 400 knots coming out. It's making these areas so much closer to major centres, which is what it's all about.
A Mercy dash from the Flinders Ranges to Adelaide goes from just under an hour to 35 minutes. Coober Pedy to Adelaide's reduced from an hour and 3/4 to just an hour.
You have a massive worry that something will go wrong with your child or an injury. They start riding bikes and ponies and you're constantly worried something will happen. You need to know that help is there and help can be fast.
When news of the MediJet was first announced 3 years ago, many bushies were sceptical. You'll never land a jet up here, they said, but they have, and it's here to stay.
Here it is, parked out the front.
6 RFDS pilots are undergoing intensive training, ready for operations to begin in 8 days' time, saving lives with an office view many of us would dream of.
It's an absolute game changer, and those pilots are having a lot of fun practicing. A young Mount Gambier couple has told of their fear and heartbreak after going into labour with their first child at a dangerous 24 weeks. But luck was on their side that day, and against the odds, little Charlie is now thriving.
When every second counts, this is a story about a twist of fate and a courageous little boy. It was February last year when Shelley Hatch went into labour.
I had a shower and got out of the shower and my waters just broke suddenly.
Her husband Pat was out fishing, so she got herself to the local hospital.
But I was just really scared.
Shelley knew they needed Adelaide's neonatal intensive care facilities if their baby had any chance of surviving.
I didn't really believe it. I just thought that they would make it all fine and we would just continue on. She was very upset. Thought the worst.
I remember saying to him, what if our baby dies, Pat? We're only 24 weeks.
But as luck would have it that day, a Royal Flying Doctor crew had just been cleared to fly to Mount Gambier for another less urgent retrieval.
We changed our plan, got going within sort of 5 minutes of that call.
It was Pat's first time.
I've never flown to Adelaide before, so it was, very fast and hot. Very hot in there.
Hot because Michael had cranked the heaters to max, a flying incubator just in case.
And he kept on telling me not long, and every contraction he would just tell me to breathe because they were getting really painful by then.
At the Women's and Children's, a team was waiting for them.
There were people everywhere.
But things weren't looking good.
When we arrived at the Women's and Children's, baby Charlie's heart rate was dangerously low.
It was just 60. A doctor explained it was life or death.
She said very calmly, do you want us to do everything in our power to save your baby?
A young first-time mum and an unthinkable outcome.
Like being faced with the fact that your child might not survive was really hard.
It all happened so quickly.
We got in the ambulance, drove to the hospital, wheeled into the room, and I reckon it would have been 10 to 20 minutes. They took Shelley away. They come back and said, you've had a baby boy.
I remember them bringing him over to me and asking me if I wanted to give him a kiss. And he was so little. I just kept on saying, he's too little, I can't. He's too little.
Just 600 grams, so tiny his father's ring slipped easily over his wrist.
His eyes were fused shut, he wasn't breathing on his own. He didn't look like what you imagine your baby to look like.
But alive.
Wow, he's small, fragile, but he was still beautiful.
15 months on and Charlie is fighting fit.
I can't explain how proud I am of him, but we are just so lucky. I'm so thankful for him every single day.
Tough, very tough, yeah.
He's a little battler.
He is, yeah.
He's met Michael in person now.
Oh yeah, he was just couldn't take his eyes off him.
It was quite emotional to see them. It was great to see such a happy, healthy baby, and certainly one of the highlights of my career.
A life-saving flying doctor mission the couple are forever grateful for.
If it wasn't for them, I don't think Charlie would be here.
To me, they're basically the reason why Charlie is alive today. I feel forever in debt to them.
He's a beautiful little boy.